Okay, let's move to a very different subject. Our next question comes from Kaya Thorpe.
Thank you for the opportunity to ask Senator Cory Bernardi my question. I have a problem with the school textbook. It's entitled Learning from One Another, Bringing Muslim Perspectives into Australian Schools 2011. Why is Islam part of the syllabus for our primary and secondary school children? Muslims comprise only 2.25% of our population. Buddhists are more, at 2.5%, while Christians at 64% are the majority. Yet Christianity is not part of the school curriculum. Why are we giving Islam preferential treatment? Why are we promoting to our children a cruel culture which has nothing but contempt for our democracy?
Cory Bernardi.
Look, I'm not aware whether how widespread religious teaching is in our public school system at the moment. I know certainly when I was at school we learned about different religions, and I actually support that. I think it is important to understand the religious beliefs of other people. And I'd hate to think that there was a preference for one to the exclusion of the majority religion in this country. So I'm not actually familiar with the intricacies of our school system in that respect. But I do believe that everyone should have an understanding of what makes our country so good. And I have a very strong belief that it is the Judeo-Christian tradition that informs our values, it guides our laws about how we interact with each other. And I'm a strong defender of that, because if we don't have people in public life that are prepared to stand up for those values, then they will ultimately be replaced by other values that are not as consistent with our democratic ideals.
So, just to sort of fill in the gap there, when you say replace with other values, are you saying Islamic values? Is that one of your... I mean, you've been on the record as saying you do fear these kind of things.
What I want to do is preserve what's good about our country. We have a great many things that do that. We have the rule of law. We have the equality. We have the equality between men and women. We have yes, I will. We have the separation of church and state. If we're not prepared to defend those sorts of things, we will see people try and replace them with others.
And to defend against what exactly?
Well, I don't want to see legal plurality happen in this country, and we've already seen demands for that. I don't want to see a state-sanctioned religion in this country. I want to maintain the separation between church and state. I want to see the men and women treated equally. I want to see the ethic of reciprocity, which is a Christian ethic that says treat others.
So where do you see the danger coming from, to put it baldly?
Well, we see it in submissions to the multi-cultural inquiry, for example, when the Australian Federation of Islamic Councils requested legal plurality and made that case. We see it when people are asking for religious law to guide their divorce settlements. We've seen it in the case of the government, the Labor Party, when they were trying to facilitate the establishment of Sharia-compliant finance in this country, which they denied at the time. I mean, these are there. They're not unique to this country. We're seeing it all over the place. And people like me are going to defend what I think are important principles.
I think the questioner put the percentage, tiny percentage, what, 2.5%, did you say?
2.25%.
2.25% Islamic people in this country, and you believe they're going to overtake or change the whole society?
Well, Tony... I know you're trying to get a rise here, but the point is...
No, I'm just trying to get to
I can only reflect what is on the record books. Why would the government have, at one stage, when Nick Sherry launched it, a book about understanding Sharia finance? Why would there be requests for legal plurality from the highest ranking Islamic body in the country? I mean, whether they achieve it or not is not the point. But I'm not going to stop advocating for the things that are the essential pillars and the essential values that have made this country so great, including religious tolerance. There is no greater defender of religious freedom in this country than me. And when it's been attacked by Kevin Rudd, and when it's been attacked by Nick Xenophon and Bob Brown and the Greens, I'm the one that stands up there and defends the right for people to worship as they see fit.
Okay, all right, Linda Burney. We'll come back to our question in a moment. Linda Burney.
I am about to summon up all the grace that I can to participate here. I want to read out to you what people do or say when they take the pledge to become a citizen of Australia. They can either do it under God, or they can say, from this time forward, I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people, whose democratic beliefs I share, whose rights and liberties I respect, and whose laws I will uphold and obey. I used to be on the Board of Studies in New South Wales, and I was also on the Curriculum Council that developed religious studies curriculum in New South Wales. And I can assure you that Christian beliefs are part of religious studies. I also want to say that I am the member for Canterbury. 7% of the people in Canterbury speak Arabic. About half of those people are Muslim. And I also want to say that they are the most committed people, generous people. And the fear that you are talking about, Madam, and the sorts of things that you've just expressed, Corey, I find hard to understand in the place that I represent, and the amazing mix of people that are there. It is one of the good things about this country. In fact, it is what this country is, a mix of people from everywhere.
Let's quickly go around the panel. Martha, listen,